Hi guys, welcome to our channel Where Grammar Meets Politics. It's nice to see you again. I am Kabar, hope to be well. In this lesson, I am going to be telling you how to use the simple present tense correctly, how to avoid the common mistakes that many people make with it, and have you thought about how to use the simple present tense? Did someone just ask you what to do when you get back home from school every day? How to say it? In this lesson, you will learn the simple present tense definitions, meanings, structures, how to change positive, negative question form with WH question, and after that, what do you use the simple present tense, and then the special rules. It's nothing to worry about. Are you ready? Let's get started. Simple present tense has a lot of definitions. You have to learn how to use the simple present tense correctly. It's not important you memorize the definitions. Definitions just give for us information. Simple present tense is used to refer events, actions, or situations that are happening all the time or exist now. The simple present tense expresses events or actions that exist always, usually, habitually. They exist now, have existed in the past, and will probably exist in the future. The simple present tense says that something was true in the past, is true now, and will be true in the future. How? When we talk about something was true in the past, look at the timeline, is true now, and will be true in the future. How to use it? And for example, she goes to school every day. She went to school yesterday, she goes today, and she will go to tomorrow. It's about habitually system, right guys? And look at the examples. In this place, we have examples. For example, I start. I start. Repeat after me. You start. We start. They start. He starts. She starts. It starts. Right, guys? Welcome to the second part. Here we have formula to make the simple present tense and how to use the positive form, the negative form, the question form, and how to use with WH question. More careful to understand better. Look at on the board. Subject plus verb 1. The simple present tense formula. And the positive form, for example, I, you, we, they, he, she, it, subject pronoun. And we can use other names, for example, Ahmad, America, New York City, and for plural, guys, girls, students, teachers, and other names. Look at on the board. I work. Subject plus verb 1. The base form of the verb. You work. We work. They work. Right, guys? And for singular noun, he works. She works. It works. Understood, guys? And how to use the negative form. Here we have auxiliary verbs, do and does. And we use do for plural nouns and we use does for singular nouns. Look at on the board. For example, I do not work. And when you want to contract, do not, I don't work, right? You don't work. We don't work. They don't work. Right, guys? And after that, when we want to use singular nouns, for example, he, she, it, we have to use does not to change negative form. And when we want to contract this, Drop O and doesn't. What? Doesn't. He doesn't work. She doesn't work. It doesn't work. You will say, why do we use is here and why don't we use is here? I will tell you the special rules. And how to say the question form. Here we have do and does. We have to use do and does at the first of the sentence. Right, guys? Do for plural nouns and does for singular nouns. Right? Do I work? Do you work? Do we work? Do they work? Right? And for singular, does he work? Does she work? Does it work? Right, guys? Understood? And we have to use question form at the end of the sentence. Right? Question form. And how to use WH question for more information. Before auxiliary verbs, we have to use WH question. Right? W, H, and here. WH. For example, where do I work? Where do you work? Where do we work? Where do they work? For more information, and we can use how, what, how long, how often, why, and other WH questions. And for singular, where does he work? Where does she work? And where does it work? Understood, guys? Guys, here we have 4 different situations in which we can use the sense. Let's go through them step by step. Right, guys? Look at on the board. Repeated actions means we will face by repeated actions. For example, I eat breakfast every morning. It means I ate breakfast yesterday, I eat breakfast today, and I will eat breakfast tomorrow. Right, guys? And she goes to school every day. Right? Repeated action. Second, general truths means you will face by general truths. For example, the sun rises in the east. Right? And we have 2 eyes. It's true. We cannot change it. Right, guys? Understood? And after that, we have scientific facts. It means we will face by scientific facts and we cannot change it. For example, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, right? Or water freezes in cold weather. It means we cannot change the situation and we have to use the simple present tense, right, guys? And then we have near future. It means when we understand about a scheduled plan or scheduled events, we have to use the simple present tense. For example, he goes to America next month. We don't use the simple future. We have to use the simple present tense. I go to school next week. Right, guys? Understood? Why do we say he works, she works, it works? Why don't we say he work, she work, it work? There's nothing to worry about. When we have the singular subject, we have to use the singular verb. And when we have the plural subject, we have to use the plural verb. Right, guys? And we have regular and irregular verbs. Look at on the board. Here we have regular verbs, rules, right? Most verbs, when we want to change singular, we have to add s at the end of the verbs. Dance, dances. Repeat after me. Cook, cooks. Sleep, sleeps. Right, guys? And we have to use for singular nouns. And sometimes we will face by other verbs. For example, most of the verbs ending by s, sh, ch, and x. Right? And we have to use is. Repeat after me. Case, cases. Longer. Case, cases. Wash, washes. Right? Teach, teaches. Fix, fixes. Understood, guys? And sometimes we'll face by y before y consonant letter or consonant plus y. We drop y and add ies, right? Study, studies. We drop y. Study, studies. Try, drop y and add ies, tries. Understood, guys? Here we have irregular verbs. And when we have irregular verbs, we don't have any rules to change these verbs. For example, go, goes. Singular, goes. Do, does. Have, has. Understood, guys? The special rules? Guys, here we have problems. Let's solve them, right? First, tense problem. I am living in America. I am living in America. No. Right? I live in America. Right, guys? I live in America. Second, verb form. We likes to travel. No. We like to travel. Right, guys? They doesn't eat vegetables. The singular or plural? Plural. They don't eat vegetables. Understood, guys? Does you go to America? Oh. Does you go to America? Singular or plural? Plural. Do you go to America? Right, guys? Here we have a spelling. She tries to save money. She tries to save money. She tries to save money. Right, guys? Singular form. Missing. What time you finish work? What time you finish work? What time do you finish work? Understood, guys? Got it? Hope to learn more information. Have a great time. Thank you for watching video. Practice makes perfect.